as PTs, we are paid similarly to way primary cares are paid, but primary care providers are paid, but we don't have the same number of billing codes. We have a handful, I'd say a dozen billing codes that are used regularly, right? And they don't have large values. And part of the reason that exists is who has decided the weighting of those codes. There's certainly policy conversations happening around, like in Senate Finance Committee is thinking about, well, do we need to just reevaluate the organization that determines the weight of every service? Do you think that PTs are aware that the RUC determines the value of their services and that is determined entirely by specialists? The RUC, which is the organization that comes up with the relative value of every unit provided in all of medical care. These are all specialty physicians. So they've weighted specialty care more heavily in terms of reimbursement, primary care lower, right? They have fewer available codes. And think about PTs. What do we get? A dozen? We get a dozen, maybe around a dozen codes that we use on a regular basis that aren't weighted very heavily. There's that angle, right? There's what and other things PTs can do. I mean, honestly, things like offering to join an accountable care organization, just to be the physical therapy clinic that's part of an organization, sets of PTs, a health system that are PTs, physicians, that are taking financial risk and accountability for a population. So they're incentivized and paid based upon the outcomes of the population. We could proactively go to the ACOs in the area and offer to join their ACO. That could look a lot of different ways. Those could be agreements, right, where, and I've recently found out this is happening now. There are organizations, musculoskeletal physical therapy organizations, that are going to accountable care organizations and saying, okay, we're willing to take what they call subcapitated risk. So they're saying for, any one of a number of conditions, we are going to take the responsibility for lowering what's the historical episodic spend for those conditions. So it could be things like falls and back pain and headaches or, ankle sprains. We're going to take that responsibility. And if we do a good job, you are going to share in some of that longitudinal savings with us for doing a good job and keeping those episodic costs down. There are multiple organizations that are already formed and are musculoskeletal physical therapy organizations taking financial risk with ACOs, getting into these subcapitated agreements. So these things are happening. It's a matter of, is this just going to be something that venture capital does and tech firms are picking up on? And, we need them to help probably lead the profession. But wouldn't it be great if just physical therapy clinics that are functioning now, that are doing a great job, are aware that this is an option for them? It's not just an option for venture capital that's figured it out.
If you'd like to learn more about Strata PT and see how our EMR and RCM works, head over to stratapt.com to book a demo.